The only reason why I know that song is because the thing with the Gumball voice actor. You know what I'm talking about? Like Amazing World of Gumball? The voice actor, they called him the F slur.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm going back to school because I want to make money, right? And right now, I don't make money. Well, I mean, I make money, but like I don't like make money. There's two different things.
Money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna make money either, but I just want to, be good, essentially. And so basically, I was like, all right, what do you do to get money? And then you're like, oh, you pick one of the traditional things. You go into business or you go into engineering. And then so I talked to my cousin who is like, he's master's graduate. He makes a lot of money. The Arizona trip I went on and stayed in a mansion that he paid for that entire thing. So that should just tell you where he's at. And where I'm not. And basically I talked to him and I was like, and he was like, you should probably go to business school because one of the schools near me, or one of the universities near me has like a top like 10 or 5 or something like business school like in all of America. He's like, well, if you're gonna go there, like you should just do business. And then I was like, cool, what do you do in business? And he was like, you talk to people like all day and you make PowerPoint presentations. And I'm like, I talk to people all day. That's not a skill of mine. Currently my job right now, I go in and if I don't want to talk to anyone, I literally don't.
You don't have to.
I don't, because I shoot video.
You literally get to show up and go nonverbal at the function.
I do, because like right now my job is like we do a live music show and I record that like video wise, like I'm the videographer, and so I don't really need to talk to the band.
You shouldn't be talking. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I don't need to talk to the band because I don't need to know their inputs, like when I'm miking, whatever, like their set. Like I don't need to know anything. So if I don't want to talk to them, I will literally go days, weeks, just never talk to a single artist ever, and it's great. And so business school, they were like,
engineer.
Yeah, and business school, they were like, yeah, you're gonna have to talk a lot. And I'm like, that's like my worst skill is consistent communication. I can communicate for a little bit. I can give you an hour, like on this podcast, but I can't. Like if you're like every day, 8 hours, no shot. Like I'm just gonna tilt. Yeah. I'm just gonna spin out. It's not gonna be good. I can't do that.
The crash out.
Yeah. So then I was like, oh, engineering. I do a bunch of math, and it's probably boring and hard. But like, if I could figure it out. That's like a more sustainable figure it out. You know what I mean? To me, like I feel like I can get better at math. At this point, I don't know how much better at consistent communication I'm gonna get. I feel like that's just a person. I feel like I just don't. I like the fundies. The fundamental personality traits for business school. So I was just like, no. But engineering, I'm like, I can do math probably. I don't know. I've never done super high level math. I never took an AP physics course like Cole or like anything. But like I've never failed math. That's a lie. I failed my geography class on purpose because I hated the teacher.
Geography is not really...
Not geography, geometry.
Geometry?
Oh, yeah. Geometry.
The other G word. Yeah,
that makes sense too. Dude, geometry actually sucks.
It's been 10 years. I'm allowed to forget.
I hated geometry. I don't know if anybody knows proofs and postulates. It's basically like writing an essay about an equation.
But I'll probably have to know that for the test on Friday. For the test when this podcast comes out, I'm going to need to know that. I know nothing right now.
Dude, that shit sucks.
Anyway, after that boring tangent, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Nestani.
I am Jaxler. It is too early for this shit.
I'm DECosmic, and I've been awake for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's not too early.
Definitely early. No. It's definitely not too early. Yeah.
I went to sleep at 6:45 a.m.
I woke up at 7:19 a.m. I just feel like this is.
To be fair, to defend Jax here, this recording session was brought up a little preemptively, so his sleep schedule was not. You couldn't accustom.
And so I also
if your sleep schedule is just that bad in the first place, I feel like that's just...
it's not completely my fault this time. So I had like a situation the last couple of weeks where I had like pretty severe inflammation with my knees. So I like couldn't sleep because my knees just fucking hurt.
Have you considered taking fentanyl for that?
Straight to fentanyl. Damn. Skip all the aspirin and Advil.
Have you ever heard of the opioid crisis? You should get in on that all the time right now.
It's all about getting rid of pain, and there you go.
I mean, I mean, I guess if you're dead, you don't have to worry about inflamed knees.
Well, you don't have to go crazy on it or like overdose or anything. You could just like take. I mean,
27's been a good run. Well, I'm not quite 27 yet, but that'd be a decent run.
Yeah, it'd be alright.
I mean, it would be all right like 300 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Certainly overestimate. So.
That was good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm so real. I did not think I'd make it past 25, but
hey, you're here now, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, unfortunately for y'all, I'm still fucking screaming, kicking and screaming. So.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Let's bring back.
Oh God,
Johnny, where you at?
Don't.
No, don't. You don't want simply TTS on this episode of the podcast,
dude?
Hell no, we already had it.
I got TTS set up for my
Pecker,
stream.
Schlong, menace.
Wow.
Penisting.
Bro recites it like it's gospel.
I'm gonna sip my water while we ignore this part of the conversation.
Dude, I
mean, it basically is
TTS,
gospel if you think about it.
I enabled TTS on my stream, and I haven't streamed with it yet. I'm kind of scared. I have no idea.
He's really just scared for me. He's just scared that I'm going to come in his chat and actually use it. That's what he's scared of. Because no one else uses. I have TTS enabled, dude. Literally, like 4 people have ever TTS'd in my chat, and it's like cheap. It's like 200 channel points or 300. Like it's not much. Like if you follow, you can send me a TTS message. For a
Smite stream, so it's like.
Yeah, dude. I mean, okay. Well,
I
that makes you scared
people to spam it, and they don't.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't. I think it might be 100.
You also don't
like,
stream, so it's like.
Hey, man, I used to stream.
You did.
I guess that's But
used to.
Your TTS is better though. My friend
I never
made
said
a
that I was going to
one,
come
and
back
I felt
to
obligated
streaming.
to use it.
Okay, I've not said that I'm coming back to streaming, and I'm streaming again because in fact, I think I announced that I'm not going to stream for the foreseeable future. I'm pretty sure I did that on the podcast where I'm like, I'm not streaming because I don't have time.
I gotta
this summer, are we seeing some N64, Mario 64?
This
summer?
It's either that or KOTOR 2. I plan on streaming for a couple months because I think it will probably end up being KOTOR 2 because I want to prep for next SGDQ.
Yeah, okay.
Because
KOTOR 2 runs better than KOTOR 1.
I just like the game more.
Okay. Fair enough.
I have more to talk about. I mean, I could do either or, but
yeah, they're both pretty similar, but
yeah, I basically, and I'm not gonna do 80%. I'm doing like the glitchless. Yeah, it's the one me and Jax we watched it together. It's basically this like semi like glitchless. It's not glitchless, but it's like no major skips basically, like no cringe skips because
like
basically
no plans early or something like that.
Basically, like what happens in the KOTOR 2 run to super simplify it down. In the very first level, the tutorial, you can control this like robot that intentionally like blows up and like you don't have access to for the rest of the game. It's literally just a tutorial robot, right? And basically what they do is that they keep the robot and then they use the robot to completely break the game, and they basically teleport to the end of the game in like 20 minutes.
Awesome. And
by teleport, I mean you don't see anything they're doing because they're just in like loading screens and menus like the entire time because you move forward using the menus.
Oh, damn.
And you moved. Yeah. And it's really cringe to watch and look at. But in like the glitchless category, not the glitchless, in the no major skips category, I don't even know what it's called, but we're just going to call it no major skips for this. And that you can use a lot of things like there's money duping, there's specific setups to get through walls. Like it's
cool shit.
There's a lot more cool stuff rather than just.
Wow. That's no major.
Yeah, like the quick load over and over again.
The main movement tech is like quick save, quick loading, which like pops you forward.
Yeah.
And you like do it over and over and over.
And you don't see
especially in the shorter categories.
It's like some Wind Waker shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And basically, like,
that sounds pretty cool, though.
There's like you do use that tech in the longer category, but it's only useful the deeper you run into the run because the longer the load, the more stuff that you have saved, the more you run forward. But also at the same time, if I'm running that at GDQ or something, I could just not do that or do it sparingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could do it at like a pace where like it's not like flash. It's not like a fucking slideshow. You know what I mean? I can.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like people don't even have the time to take in what's happening.
Yeah, because you're literally just watching the save and load bar. Like if you watch an 80% run of KOTOR 1 or 2, you're literally just watching the load screen more than the actual game.
Yeah.
Which is why I never originally played it. But then like me and Jax found this category, and I was like, you know what? I might do that. I don't know. We'll see though. I haven't really decided yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Right now, I can't really look too far ahead because I have 2 presentations, a paper due tonight, and I'm doing this podcast right now.
And grinding.
I have 2 presentations, and then I have 7 more papers due.
Jeez.
And then I have to learn all of college algebra by Friday when this podcast comes out.
Damn.
And that's why we moved up the podcast.
Yeah, we're recording this on Sunday, rare Sunday recording. That's why there's the sun outside, and because Cosmic is going to have fun, like fucking cringe lord.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, well, you have to relearn all of algebra. I'm going to be seeing Protest the Hero and Between the Buried and Me.
Oh, it's a good combo. Wait, I can't believe they're touring together. That just clicked in my head. Those are 2 fairly big bands.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. So, I mean, it's been a while since I saw Protest. I think the last time I saw Protest was during the tour for Fortress, and now we're like 4 albums out from Fortress. So it's been a little while, and they were actually the openers for Unearth when I saw them, and now they're a band. Now they're opening for a band that I like instead of Unearth. So,
damn. Tell Unearth how you really feel, dog.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's just like I like some Unearth songs, but like I don't like boot up an Unearth CD and be like, yeah, man, time to listen to Unearth. I'm like, no, like, you know.
I mean, I don't even know what Unearth is. So,
dude, I don't know
they're
any
a
of these
metal band.
bands you're talking about.
They're a
metal band.
Which is that surprising? Like, come on.
I know Between the Buried and Me by name, but
yeah, I mean, I know Between the Buried and Me and Protest the Hero. I don't know Unearth. I don't recognize
Between
any
the Buried
of
and Me is, well, Unearth is their biggest song is probably. Well, their biggest song is probably Giles, and I don't remember exactly how old that song is by now. Giles, like the guy from the Salem Witch Trials. But Between the Buried and Me is like a multi-genre metal band, so they do a little bit of everything when it comes to genres.
Oh, I finally did listen to Colors, by the way.
It's pretty dope. Great album. Yeah,
it was fine.
It's a great album.
That's a great album. It's so great. It's so cool.
I knew he was gonna say some shit when he's just said, "Oh yeah, I listened to Colors, by the way," and then left it at that. Well, I was like, "Hey, he probably thought it was fine."
I was just because I told you that I was gonna listen to it, and I listened to it.
Yeah, you did.
It was fine.
Yeah, and
that was like I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. You know what I mean? It was I listened to it was
Yeah,
but that's just kind of how I am with like most things. Like you're very like that was literally like basically what I told Cole is that all 10 of his albums. I was like, I listened to them.
Yeah, and they're good. They're fine,
and they're fine. But that's because like that's just how I view music. It's just like it's either like I either like it or it's nothing. Very rarely will I say that I dislike something. Like it has to be a particular kind of bad, like Paul McCartney.
It's gotta be.
Ouch.
You're crazy. You're crazy. No, I thought you were gonna say who's the guy that made Chop Suey?
Oh yeah, System of a Down is also just fucking garbage as well.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were gonna mention.
Well, I said Paul McCartney because that was like a recency of like it surprised me. I was like, wow, I actually dislike this. You know, like normally it's just like, oh, I would prefer not to listen to this or it's whatever. But I was just like, man, this is.
I feel like every fucking music like snob loves System of a Down that I don't understand.
It's because they're like the most like popular like metal band, and they need a metal band to like have their like credence as like a fucking music person. And so
I feel like they're not the most popular metal band.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like they're not the most popular metal band though. I feel like that's Metallica.
Well, they're the most popular, I would argue. Like, I don't really view Metallica as metal, in my opinion. But also, I'm more reaching down into like the metalcores in that genre. Like, they're the most popular metalcore band, I would say. Like deeper metal, like with like scream vocals. Basically, they're the most popular scream vocal metal band, I would say, because Metallica doesn't really scream.
Yeah,
at least they don't. If they do, they don't do the modern like versions of like Architects,
there's like
etc.
There's like
unless you count like old Linkin Park or some shit. But.
Yeah, well, probably Linkin Park, I guess. Would be.
Yeah, for sure, Linkin Park. But I feel like Linkin Park is more
They're closer, I think,
they're like new metal, like
they're
closer to rock.
They're closer, like
they're closer
to
like
new metal and rock
shit.
on that
but
scale.
Because System of a Down
is that why they call it metal? Because it's heavier than rock.
I actually don't know.
Rock,
that sounds dumb enough though that it's true. But
probably true.
I never thought about that, dude.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. But System of a Down is like very clearly.
They should call like
metalcore.
folk music like wood or something.
I don't think so. I don't.
That's when
there's a conflict of interest when you name it that. There's a problem there.
Dude, we're gonna get like
it's like between
folk metal.
rock and folk music. It's like hardwood, you know.
No, you're making it worse, dude. I told you there's a conflict of interest.
Talking about your wood, bro, on the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. The metalcore people they're gonna co-opt cottagecore, and then cottagecore is just gonna be folk metal, but like metalcore.
That's based.
Folk metal. Holy shit.
But yeah, basically the TLDR System of a Down is traditional metalcore, and they're like if you were to ask someone what System of a Down is, they like if you would to ask a what's the word like pretentious, like I only listen to metal snob, like you know the people I'm talking about, elitist. If you talk to like a metal elitist, they're like, yeah, System of a Down's metal, like they're a metal band, but they probably wouldn't say that about Linkin Park, right? And so that's why I say that System of a Down is like the most popular like metal band, which is why like the stupid fucking people that you're talking about are like, this is my credence that I listen to metal music, and I'm like, kill yourself.
I mean, I feel like
that band's I don't know, man. That band is just so bad. It's just so bad.
I don't think a lot of their stuff's aged very well.
Like, I don't know. I really don't like the rap metal style vocals, or like the fast. That's why I don't like Ice Nine Kills as well. If Cosmic knows them, like I don't really fuck with them either because of that style. Like I just think but yeah, I just think the fast like metal they're just bad, and I think it's just garbage. And that's where I
think the last band to really do that well was probably Slipknot, but
yeah,
because I liked that on their self-titled album. That was like when they really did it like really well.
Yeah.
They dropped off a lot of that on Subliminal Verses. I didn't really listen to Iowa a whole lot, and I haven't really listened to their albums after that, so I don't know if they're really still doing that, but it wouldn't surprise me if they weren't, because once Corey Taylor started tapping into his singing voice more, and it was quite clear that he was very good at singing as well as screaming.
Quite clear that he's good. By the way,
he's just very talented. Yeah, I think a lot of that sort of went away, and I mean, it also, I guess, didn't help that after a time, like a lot of the mystique of their music kind of went away in terms of like concealing their faces and having like very just harsh
mainstream and turn their back on the metal
harsh visuals, harsh sounds, you know, a lot of that stuff sort of like kind of went like into the middle. It's like oil and water separating, like they still got the oil in there, right? But it's now much like in clear contrast to some of the other stuff that they do. So they're an interesting band, especially because like now Sleep Token is like trying to, they're not nearly as heavy as Slipknot ever will be, but Sleep Token and bands like Black Gold, they're really trying to bring up that like whole, we're not gonna reveal our names and identities. We just want people to focus on the music.
Speaking of that, have you seen Mahal? Have you heard Mahal?
No,
dude. They're like this really cool like psychedelic rock band. It's fucking their like drip is crazy. Like they like show up on stage like
Mahal. And how do you spell it?
Mahal. And they like show up on stage like dressed in like full like jewels and shit. Like it's crazy. Like if you just look up a photo, I guess I can put up a photo of them on the screen for the podcast, for the visual podcast listeners. But I think I've sent Cole their music before because it's really good music. Their latest EP, whatever it's called, I can look it up real quick.
Look up, if you're gonna look this up, look up Mahal Band, because then it just brings up the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, look at Mahal Band.
Glass Beams. Is this like the Glass Beams? Yeah, I see it now. Wow.
Sorry. Mahal is the name of the EP. Glass Beams is the name of the band.
Glass Beams.
You can tell I've only listened to the album.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that Beams with an M or an N?
beams,
like
laser beam
or marble.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say glass beans is a really fucking funny name, but I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
sorry. Yeah, glass beams. Yeah, there you go. But if you look, they have like this like glitter like thing on their face. Like it's really cool.
Yeah. This is what I would call hemp core, because like I definitely think everybody in this band smokes hemp cigarettes.
I mean,
like,
maybe.
I feel like that's a thing.
They are a psychedelic rock band.
Isn't it just weed?
Yeah, they are psychedelic. Yeah, so that would kind of check out.
Yeah.
You know.
But Mahal, the
That's
EP
pretty dope,
is
though.
really fucking good. Though. Highly recommend for any, like, even if like, because it's just like, if you're just interested in like rock at all, like if you just
wait
just
a
good
minute.
music.
Hold on.
Okay,
I recognize
cool,
this album
though.
cover. I think I've already heard of these guys, and I just didn't know it.
What, the Mahal?
Yeah, or Glass Beams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think it's
Well,
I think it's
I've
cool
sent
how like
you the Mahal album.
Yeah, you will.
I think this was.
Yeah.
No, I think this was on my Discover Weekly actually, because I was into
know
that
about
for
that.
a while.
Maybe.
Let me look. I'll see.
maybe. I think it's interesting that with these with this band's like masks, they very uniquely don't have facial features on there, which is in contrast to pretty much every other band that does mask stuff. It's like it's supposed to look like a second face, but this is like lack of face.
Yeah, they're just.
So
I do. Oh my
yeah,
god.
it's got like a pattern. It looks like they just took like a tile from like a Persian rug and just like put it right over their face or something.
Kind of, honestly.
You know, they strapped it to their face. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Persian rugs are pretty high quality. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna strap something to your face, might as well be something high quality.
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
Pretty
I
like,
haven't listened to these guys before.
the whole like faceless thing like kind of like died off for like a bit, like, and then now I feel like it's coming back even more so. But I think that's just because people now are kind of like realizing like how dog shit it is to be famous on the internet. And how easy it is to find you. Yeah. And they're like, maybe we don't want to be found. So,
Yeah, I kind of wonder if it's a mistake that I've even revealed my face at all. Not that I'm even anywhere close to being like any kind of famous, but like if I do somehow reach my goal of like making it on YouTube or something, I really hope that there's no like bad implications of that. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, I
It's
feel
weird.
like there
Who
is
knows?
less if you are a YouTuber. I feel like there's far more if you are a streamer. And those are
probably.
two different things.
There's also the issue of like
fair.
I with some of like the fucking corpse husband when he was a thing, for example, like when like your face is like a mystery for like that long, people get really fucking weird about it. And, like, really crazy. So it's like it's kind of like a pick your poison sort of. I don't know.
Guys, you remember when Corpse Husband took a picture of his hand and all the women just fucking came their pants?
Yeah, basically.
I do remember that.
Oh my god, it's
Fucking, it's a reverse Shinji moment. It's like,
it was crazy. I was like, I've never seen.
Reverse Shinji moment is wild, dude.
Dude, I have never seen that much thirst over someone's hand before. I was like, that's crazy.
some people are into that shit, and I don't really get it. Like, the shit that
like
some people will be
facial?
into in terms of what they are attracted to on another human being physically, it like blows my. Like, some people just like fuck with armpits like super heavy.
Yeah, I
And I'm
don't
like,
get that one.
Yeah,
Why?
I do.
Like,
Wait, did you say
Why?
yeah, I do?
I don't
Like you
know.
agree with that, Cosmic, or what?
Yeah, I said yeah, they do. I said yeah, they do.
I thought you said I was
Cosmic,
like, whoa.
Cosmic knows Vash TSB, so it's like
I do know Vash TSB, yeah. There was a time where he just like tried to recant a technique to me, and I went, no, let's not do this at all. I don't.
For those who don't know, Vash TSB is someone from the DMC community.
Yeah,
Doesn't really
he's very
speedrun.
funny.
He's very funny, but also deranged.
Yeah, he's a little unhinged. Yeah,
He's like the most deranged, like short king I have ever met in my life. And
yeah,
it's like,
it's true. He's got some very funny stream titles. I'll say that too.
yeah.
I remember
So he
when
puts armpits on
I-
the stream titles. Okay, I hear.
No,
No.
I literally hopped into his stream and said hello, and like frame one, he was like, "Hello, Jaxler. Question: what are your thoughts on armpits?" Like,
yeah,
just
that'll do it.
Frame one, and I'm
Frame
like,
one, dude.
"Okay, bro."
Wow.
Yep. He
like-
I remember when Elfelt came out in Guilty Gear Strive, I happened to be scrolling Twitter, and because Hungry Clicker, no, it wasn't Hungry Clicker, it was somebody that does like sort of lewd art, had like a picture they did of her just like going like this, and her armpit was sweating, and I was like, well, I know where this is going. So I just linked it to Vash, and he just goes, "Nice!" in all caps. And I was like,
Jesus.
All right,
it's that easy, I guess. I don't know.
This has been added to my Goon catalog.
Yeah. Why did we start talking about armpits? Like, why did we start talking about like Jaxler like this? Oh, because
we're talking about hands, and I'm
if
like,
we're ever
why?
talking about anything sex, it's Jax for sure.
Well,
it's true.
I just don't
ironically
understand people because I'm ace and all that, right? So it's just like, what? How did this happen? Like,
dude, we should start an ace counter. Like every time Jackson +1.
We have the +1 to the ace counter, +1 every time. Like
I mentioned Green Luigi has done it again.
Yeah. Every time I accidentally activate the camera auto tracking, you know.
Yeah.
Every time
there's a whole slew of things. We just gotta have a bingo card for the viewers. To be honest. Well, what I was gonna say is that like in so a lot of Sleep Token's lyrics, for example, are focused around like the lore. Well, I'm bringing it back around. Don't worry. I'll get there.
I can bring it
Just
back further.
Like,
keep going.
Give me like a minute, okay?
Okay.
But like, so and man, they're timing me. That's crazy.
They're both
but anyway,
all right, go.
So stop interrupting me, and I will be able to. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. But so basically,
10 seconds.
A lot of Sleep Token's lyrics revolve around the god that their band lore worships, which is sleep, which is why they're the tokens of sleep, and the main singer's name is Vessel, or just Vessel 1. But
not to be confused with Vessi, the shoe company.
In one of their, I got a handicap for 2 seconds for that. So because of that wasn't even a second.
Seconds. You just wasted all of it.
So because but in the latest one of their latest songs, Caramel, he actually goes outside of the lore and talks about all of how it feels basically to trying to hide in limelight or hide in the spotlight of making music and all of like 10, the shit that he's dealt with.
9,
and basically 8, it's like a leave 7, me alone type song.
6, 5, 4.
Oh, I was
3.
done, bro.
Okay.
You got a few more seconds. What do you? Okay.
Okay. Well, I ended it. And to bring it even further back from Sleep Token, I do fuck with Automata 2, the Between the Bear and Me album. I really like that one. If you listen to that, Cosmic. So I can give. I do like the band. I like Automata 1 and 2. Those are like the 2 albums that I've listened to that I like.
Those are probably later albums that I didn't listen to. I stopped listening after Great Misdirect.
I don't know where these are in their discography. Automata 2 released in 2018.
Yeah, that's much later.
It has 4 songs and it's half an hour.
Yep, that sounds like Between the Buried and Me.
Yes, sir. So do I start talking about school again, or we can bring it back even further if we want? I was start getting
roll
whiplash.
it back. Hey,
reverse it.
I have a duck. Or I could also talk about.
Dude, we were all like,
I thought you were legitimately going to say something.
He says, "I have a duck."
Yeah.
Look at him. He's cute.
Cole, pivot, go.
Well, I gotta say
God,
that
he pulled his duck
going
out.
back to like concealing your face and stuff like that. Even though, I mean, I don't think anybody really likes Dream anymore, but I mean, I don't know. If I was like a famous YouTuber and I had my face concealed, and then I saw the reaction
to Dream, I would
his
never
face
do
reveal,
that shit.
I would never reveal my face ever in my life.
Never.
I mean,
that would be horrifying.
I will say he deserved it because he's a predator, but you know.
Well,
actually,
honestly,
all the like bad news. Well, I think all the bad news and stuff was surfacing when that kind of came around, so it was like a poorly timed thing. But still,
no, his allegations came out after his face reveal, like a while after, like a year after. Yes,
I don't know. I don't
because he face revealed
lore.
and he was at TwitchCon and he like talked to the other streamers and everyone was hanging out with him and blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, no, those weren't out yet. They did come out later though. Smile. And now no one talks to him. Shocker.
Cool.
Dang.
But
Yikes.
that's just when I think of face reveal. That's like the first thing I think of. So
yeah, I think it was also just clear that like he was also tilting his head to like show off his jawline as well.
Hey man,
everybody was like,
you gotta pick your sides, you know.
He just seems like a freak.
True.
Like he's just like.
Well, the thing is like he just looks like an ordinary dude.
Well, yeah, but it's
he
just
looks like an ordinary dude.
Like,
yeah, he looks like an ordinary dude, but he behaves mad weird. Like, I mean, and then when that whole song, That's What the Mask Is For or whatever, came out, it was so Jover, dude. Like,
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
He had a song. Dream had a song come out.
That's
that
like
he
what the point of the mask
sang.
is, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
that is. Like it got
It's what the mask is.
Yeah, exactly. See, he
That's
knows.
What the
He knows
mask
nothing.
is.
Yep.
Well, he knows a lot about Dream for whatever reason. I don't know anything about that guy.
The only reason why I know that
detach pretty
song is
quick.
because the thing with the Gumball voice actor. You know what I'm talking
I don't
about? Like
know
Amazing
about
World of
that.
Gumball.
I mean, I know
The voice
show,
actor, they called him the
yeah.
F slur.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody really cared because he was talking to Dream. I don't know. I'm just throwing random shit out there. Man.
I think
What can say?
yes, I remember this. I remember this very.
And then everybody
briefly.
animated like
about this.
Gumball talking to Dream's character. And it was
Well, I
really
didn't get that far, but I did vaguely, loosely hear that Dream did get called the F slur one time, and then I kept scrolling pretty quickly because I was like, haha, and then I just kept going because it's Dream.
Honestly, valid.
No.
I'm not gonna say that.
I don't know
I'm
why.
gonna say that. Jaxler said
I didn't
it,
mean
everyone.
to go down this deep, but
Speaking of holes that we're deep in,
Oh, so just an empty
Nah, I
pivot.
have
Okay,
nothing.
nice.
I thought you were
Like,
gonna.
where are we going with this? We all know our
call me
situations right now.
empty pivot, nothing. I do nothing. I just
Empty
pivot.
pivot.
So what?
Bro, just shut up, please.
shut up! Stop mowing your lawn. Sorry, I keep it's interrupting the recording.
I don't hear
really
it
do
for
not
what
hear
it's
No one
heard.
cares.
They'll hear it.
Literally nobody asked.
That's like the whole point of this.
That was like
what the point of
that
the
was
mask
an even
is.
more empty pivot than mine, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
started
keep
yelling.
looking back. I'm like, shut up, please.
You should go outside with a
Please.
baseball bat and beat them up.
I got a lightsaber.
Oh, even better.
Even better.
Oh my god, I thought you were wearing short shorts for a second.
So did I.
Bro, shorts are rolled the fuck up, and I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Bro,
audio
show
God
listeners,
damn.
Cole is taking his pants
It's a
off.
little early for white boy summer, but damn, you know.
Oh, Cole's showing off his legs.
What are we
He has the
fucking doing on this
lightsaber.
podcast?
This is. Oh boy, he's
Bro is swinging his sword around, audio listeners.
audio listeners. This guy is pulling up his shorts and showing off his lightsaber. I cannot believe he's a virgin.
Oh my god.
I know, right, ladies? Come on.
Audio listeners, I have decided to kill myself.
Basking in the green glow.
No, I keep this by my bed though, so if there's an intruder, I just have something right away.
Oh my
That's
god.
not gonna help.
right.
you. Whatever. It's just
That
gonna.
thing's gonna fold
It's a
under zero
lightsaber,
pressure.
dude.
Yeah, you're gonna hit someone.
It's
and
a
it's just gonna like be a right angle, like after you hit
This
someone
is
once.
Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, bro. I don't want to hear it.
Whatever you say, Qui-Gon
save lives.
_02.
That shit destroyed the Empire, bro.
Whatever you say, Master Oogway, whatever the fuck.
Guys, I went to a record store yesterday and I picked up an album. I got this
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh baby, it's right
Oh,
here.
yeah, that shit's tight.
I remember you were talking about getting that.
Yeah, this is in my top 10 albums, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny
Oh,
because
sick,
I
yeah.
just bought the CD and then I just realized I didn't own that album or Amo, which is another one of my top 10 albums. I'm like, why don't I own either of these albums like on CD? Because CD is primarily what I listen to, and then this pressing is apparently like new, and it's actually kind of a cool. I guess I can pull out the vinyl itself because it looks kind of fucking sick. Like it's this like black and white thing. Like it's kind of
that
dope.
looks cool.
That's awesome. That's pretty dope.
Wow.
And so then they were like, yeah, it's because it was like $40 at like another record store, but then like this other record store in town, my buddy was like, yeah, they have it for like 18, and so he took me out there yesterday,
damn, okay.
and then I just picked it up. I was
That's
like,
pretty
18
good
bucks,
for
like,
fucking vinyl.
I know.
Damn.
I was
pretty
like,
dope.
God damn, yeah, I will be going
Yeah,
there.
mine is fucking well.
Like
yeah.
frame one.
Yeah.
feel
for
like-
real.
Now I will never
Since,
listen to
like,
that
the
vinyl for a
new-
couple years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like since that new Knocked Loose album came out, like it's caused people to go back and be like, Oh yeah, Knocked Loose is like a really good band, and like listen to all their old shit.
Well, they're like, what's that album called? It's their bad one, because they have 3. The one the last one was not good. A Different Shade of Blue, I think, is mid. I did not fuck with that album. But Laugh Tracks, their 2016 album, is in my top 10 albums because that album is fucking lit, bro. I remember I saw Knock Loose during the last Warped Tour. Although I think, is Warped Tour back now? I don't know. But the last Warped Tour, I don't know if they're back or not. I just don't keep up. But it was branded as the last Warped Tour back in like 2018, I think. And so I went there just to go to Warped Tour because at that time, you know, I hadn't been to a Warped Tour and I was like in the metal scene, and that's like kind of what you do. Like if you're in the emo metal scene, you know what I mean? You
just go to pretty much what you do.
I've got to experience this before it goes away. And they were performing there, and I remember I just walked up to their stage and I was like, dude, these guys are fucking good. And then they were like, yeah, we're Knocked Loose, and I'm like, and then I've been, anytime I was like absolutely pissed, I would spin this album. And then now I just spin this album like whenever I'm just happy.
Just cause, yeah.
Now I just spin it for fun. But yeah.
Do you have a record player set up, or do you just collect the vinyl?
No, but
I don't have a record player set up either, yeah.
I do have a record player in my house, but it's like in another room, and I don't have speakers in my room. So like, I don't really have a reliable way of listening to records, which is why I primarily buy CDs and not vinyl. But I buy vinyls for like very specific albums that I like a lot.
I love CDs.
And then some vinyls I just have because they like came in like a bundle, like a pre-order bundle, when I'm like pre-ordering an album, and then I just end up with it, and then I'm like, why do I have this? Like I have Ice Nine Kills record on. Why? I don't know why I have one of their records on vinyl. I don't, but I do. Like I don't know. But no, eventually, like it's basically like whenever I move out is when I will actually use them, because then I'm gonna get a setup and like speakers and stuff. But like I don't have speakers in my room, so it's like. And
I should CDs do that,
I use
but
my
I just
car all
kind
the
of.
time, so that's kind of like.
I kind of ran out of room, so I'd have to like.
I mean, you did build like 3 shelves full of PS2 games, so I don't know if you ran out of space or if you just auctioned the space away to piss into, you know.
And then there's consoles behind me too. Yeah. So like,
I think you just prioritize different things. You know, I would argue.
That shelves does not look.
Wait, can I ask everybody a question here?
Okay.
No,
because like
this is a podcast. No questions.
Okay, so what's the question?
We're not allowed to talk on this podcast, actually.
All right, another empty pivot. Let's go, boys.
So what's the question?
Well, because like I was literally thinking about this last night when I couldn't go to bed. It's like my room is full of like, to me, really cool shit. And if there's a fire, I have no idea what I would even grab first. I don't know if anybody else has thought about this. Like if there's a fire, like what's the first thing you're grabbing?
How much time do I have?
I said like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. 5 minutes? Okay. I get my PC for sure.
5 full minutes.
And
yeah, probably that.
I could get most of my belongings out of my place in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If I really.
Damn,
like,
seriously?
Like,
okay,
fuck the clothes. Like, I'll just wear the same pair of clothes if I need to. Like.
Yeah. Honestly, because like if I have 5 minutes, basically like my PC for sure. Like all my clothes, like I have a lot of like limited time merch and stuff, which would suck to lose, but like also it's just clothing. I can find other cool clothing later. But like my PC, that's like a couple of grand, and my camera is $4,000. So
yeah, that's a pretty.
I'm grabbing my
easy,
thing that you see. Yes, that. So I'm definitely grabbing that. That's the first thing I grab. Like if I literally can, whatever I can put in my hands, my camera's going in my fucking hand and my backpack, and that's it. Because my backpack has like my headphones that Cosmic just bought, really good headphones. They're not wearing them
behind me. I just use these for my PC. So you know.
But like my backpack, it's kind of cool because my backpack has a lot of value. It has my laptop already in it. It has the charger for my laptop in it. It has my headphones in it. Yeah. It's pretty stacked in there, honestly. And so like I would pretty much just grab my camera, and then that's all I need. And then like obviously like phone, wallet, keys. But otherwise, honestly, I could give less than a fuck because everything else is like I can get back. Like I don't know. It's like I have a Switch, like whatever. That's $300. It's not a big deal. Like it would suck to lose my monitors. But like, I don't know. It's like
everything is technically replaceable, and like I have renter's insurance anyway, so.
Oh, actually, I know what I would do. I would grab my NAS because it's like right here.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a bunch of shit on that. My NAS, my network attached storage.
Oh yeah,
all the stuff I back up like ETNA, family photos and stuff, like because I have all my I like recorded all my family's VHS tapes like a while back, and so I have all that on there. So like, and that's just 2 cables. I can just unplug it and then I just have it because it's like this little tiny board. I guess I could show it. It's literally just this is a great case that it's in, by the way. It's in a kind protein box, but this is what it is. It's just this like little tiny thing, and you just
that's
interesting.
It has 4 slots. I need to fill it up still and like actually get parity, but I would grab this for sure.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Everything else though, honestly, could kind of like fuck off. I think.
I got too much shit I would want to save, but I mean, a lot of it can be replaced. I mean, even if I lost all the video games behind me, I can still buy new copies of all of them.
For my game specifically, like I have like I can actually grab it real quick. I have them all. Almost all of like the really.
Now I need to turn back on my NAS. Why did I do that?
I keep it. What the fuck are you yelling at me for? I have my headphones.
No, he's yelling at himself.
He's yelling at myself because now I have to plug in my NAS again, and it's just like.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Wow, dude, I have
like all my
binders.
important shit in here. Like I have my Chibi Robo copy.
Oh, nice.
Tons of
Like a lot of Truth or Square.
That was my my Night of 100 Frights copy. Like fucking fell out. Like I need to escape containment.
What is something that you definitely would not grab? My Night of 100 Frights physical copy. I definitely would not grab.
Yeah, that's fair.
Definitely not a thing I'm grabbing.
Grab my copy of.
I grabbed my Xbox copy so I could sell it for like $70 or something.
Wait, what would you grab?
My Xbox copy of Frights, because that shit goes for like $50 for some reason.
Really?
Because it was only released in the US and it was like for such a small amount of time.
I gotta get another one of these because I'm actually starting to fill this thing up. But
you why
do you like storing it like that
right?
instead of like in their actual like game cases?
Because I don't really have a good place to like store the cases in a visual way like Cosmic has with this shelf, and this is also like a quicker access thing for the discs. But I still keep all the cases. I keep all the cases and manuals and shit.
That's good.
Applicable.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially now that I have like Tulip like complete inbox, like that's I think for some of them too, it helps me like group stuff so I know where it is, right? So like keeping like stuff that I actively play or speedrun, I tend to keep in here. So like my Chibi Robo Wii copy is like the first thing in that page. Good job, Nestani.
I was like way more involved than I.
My good store disc is in here. Battles in here. Truth or Squares in here. I need to run in.
I don't have it properly cable managed, so the cables just fell to the ground, and then I had to go behind my desk.
Dude, my cable management is horrible. That's what made me think about this fire question, because I was like, dude, this shit's got to be a fucking fire hazard.
Oh, my cable management for like honestly, I could probably get both my PC and my camera, because I could throw my camera in my bag and then I have my backpack, and then I can rip all the cables out of the back, because like the back of my computer is like, actually I could probably just take a photo. Like it's kind of clean as hell, but
mine's mostly clean. But
I should figure out how to actually cable manage stuff.
There is some tangling around my actual like my power board or power circuit or whatever. Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, like on the ground, it's not like super. I'll send it in voice chat for you all. But like,
okay.
But like, it's all like right there, and so I can just really quick and just pick up my computer and go, like.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's all like kind of bunched together. Good. Yeah, so like I could rip it out real quick. The only thing that would really suck though is that I would definitely lose this keyboard, which is so fucking sick. This is like,
dude, I remember when you got that,
suck.
Yeah.
God. It's so good. It's so cool. It's like the Sonic and Shadow keyboard for audio listeners. Yeah, I probably could throw it in my bag, to be honest. You're probably right. But you know, I want to get this off my lap. It's a fire, so it kind of depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of depends. Yeah. A full 5 minutes.
That does I am assuming that the fire would not start in your room in particular.
Yeah.
But I guess it could. Yeah. So
it's like the California people that had to evacuate. It's like, what would you grab if you had to evacuate? And it's just like,
yeah.
It's like surprisingly little. Like whenever you really think about it, I think that's what a lot of people in Cali like. I remember a couple streamers. They're like, yeah, I kind of like, I would grab my PC and that's about it. Because they were just like, my Jesus is my whole life, you know what I mean? They would grab that because that's how they do their job, and then after that they're like, there. Well,
see, most of my important shit I'd want to save I could fit in my backpack and maybe like one suitcase. Like, that's the thing. So it's like
I can fit everything in my backpack, like straight up. So
and like a lot of the way I have my shit set up is so that I can easily remove it if I need to, like if I need to take something for a speedrunning event. So it's like, oh, I just take all of it all at once then. And it's like, because like I have like the toaster computer build sort of. Well, it's more of like a air fryer type size deal, but it's got like a handle on it, so I can just fucking briefcase that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, my computer's big as fuck, so it would definitely be a two-hand endeavor. But like if I have one trip, I can get everything that I need.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, and then like it would suck to lose my records for sure, but I don't know. Yeah, like.
That's
again,
the thing, I think, right?
I can get more records.
It sucks. So it sucks just regardless.
Well, maybe some of them I kind of get again.
You got to decide what sucks less. So
yeah, I mean, ultimately, it just kind of sucks in general if your house catches on fire and you lose everything.
Yeah.
But like,
well, yeah. What if we? Here's the other like kind of crazy idea. Crazy idea. What if we put out the fire?
Yeah.
The first thing. What's the first thing you grab when there's a fire in your home? An extinguisher.
An extinguisher or a fire blanket, or home readiness is kind of important.
Yeah, I was just having a good faith argument for Cole. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Nestani good faith argument.
I would like to imagine that.
Fair enough.
I would like to imagine that somebody's house just burned down. Jax is walking down the street. And he's
why didn't you put it out, dude?
Yeah, why didn't you just put it out, bro? What is wrong with you? And they're like crying. There's like kids
why didn't you fight off your own cancer? You know, it's like let's just victim blame. You see,
Jesus.
Holy crap!
I'm not gonna victim blame other people for not putting their house out because you don't know their sitch. But
it's true. But he is right. Home prevention is top priority. Should be your takeaway. So
yeah.
If you
actually
have
helpful advice from our podcast, crazy.
Yeah. If you have fire prevention methods in your home, let us know in the comments as well.
0 people are going to comment. That's
0 people are going to comment.
Hey, if you don't have it, comment below.
There you go. Even better.
If you're paycheck to paycheck and can't afford it, also comment below.
True.
I pulled out this record while we were talking about records, and I've had it sitting on my lap for the last like 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna show it so I can get it off my lap. But it's like the 20th anniversary of Hybrid Theory.
Oh, that's
nice.
Yeah.
Is it still in the plastic?
It's still in the plastic, yeah. So
cringe. He hasn't listened to it.
I don't.
I like how I'm saying that.
I don't have listened to any of it. I was gonna say I don't have. Yeah, you can see yourselves in this shit too. Look at that. Dang.
Wow, that delay's good.
Oh God, I got like jump scared.
You can really tell the delay.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, but apparently it also includes reanimation and then like some B-sides as well. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty dope.
Sheesh. Do you all want me to pull out all my records too, or like do we want to go band for band, or?
He's pulling his gun.
No,
okay,
we're good.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
I don't have that many.
I wouldn't have anything to show off, so I would just feel.
He's brought up another
I have
one.
like 2 more, but this is the newest one that I bought, which is Julian Baker's album that she did with Torres. It's like a country folk
I listened
album,
to that album too.
Basically,
the one that you sent me.
It's not it. Yeah, of hers it was
what is that?
It was Appointments. I think it was.
I already unsaved it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I don't have the record of that. I have the one of Little Oblivion.
I already forgot about it.
Yeah.
I didn't forget. Well, yeah, I don't know what it sounds like anymore. But I did listen to it. People have been saying it.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, I've been looking through Cosmic's records that he sent me. The Mos Def album is actually kind of all right.
Mos Def album is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good enough for me to like keep listening to it, but I was like, this is good, and then I like discarded it.
Well, you're also not a big hip hop guy, so it's like...
I mean, you could say that about like any genre I listen to, though. I'm just very extremely picky with everything.
And that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I also really
that totally fair.
But like only in terms of like if it sticks and I'm listening to it over and over again. Like most things, I'll just be like, oh yeah, that was good. Like the Julian Baker album was like good. You know what I mean? The Colors album was like good. Mos Def album was good, but it's not like good enough that I'm like, ooh. But like if you turn it on, I wouldn't be like, turn that shit off. Yeah. I'll probably like vibe to it, honestly. If you turn it on, I'll be like, all right, cool. I can get into this for a little bit, but I would never turn it on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hate to make a pivot,
I'm pretty
but
mild
since we're talking about Mos Def, and there's someone else in the call who might understand this question, Cosmic, I'm going to direct this at you. So
at DECosmic.
Yeah,
on Blue Sky.
At DECosmic.
There's a Mos Def song called Auditorium that, like,
he recorded in an auditorium.
No, but like shut up.
That'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah,
but
that would be kind of cool.
Brand new fun fact, but I'm gonna absolutely obliterate you. Brand new recorded their whole album in basically like an empty auditorium. The Devil and God Are Raging Inside of Me. They recorded it in one sitting, like in an empty auditorium. Anyway, go ahead, Jax.
Yeah, but Auditorium, really, really good song from Mos Def. Really, fair enough. So really good verse from Mos Def, amazing fucking beat. I don't know how you feel about this. I assume you've heard of this song or have listened to it, right?
I might have a long time ago, but most of my experience
it has a Slick Rick feature on it, and I cannot to me it's like a 10 out of 10 song that gets ruined by a feature. And
I could talk to you about those.
I cannot. It is so agonizing to me because I'm like, this verse from Mos is like so good. The beat goes insane. Like, it's my favorite type of like beat to like listen to. And then Slick Rick appears, and then he's like doing kind of like maybe I'm missing something. I don't know, but I'm like, people were like, this is like a top 10 hip hop song, and I'm like, it would be
if he wasn't there.
If it wasn't there, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like.
Dude, there is an album. It's The Lost Boy by Corday. This is by far my favorite hip hop album, period. It might be in my top 10 albums if one song was not on the album. And that song is R&P, and it features Anderson .Peak. And Anderson .Peak fucking sucks, okay? His Tiny Desk, really good. His actual music, really bad. His feature on this song, awful. I hated every second of it. I skipped this song. You know how much I have to dislike a song to go out of my way while I'm listening to an album to skip it, to make a playlist of the album and remove the song so that I don't have to skip it anymore?
That's crazy.
That's what I did to this song. Okay.
Dang.
This album would be a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 if that wasn't there. I don't know. I don't use Spotify. It's funny. I do use Spotify, but I don't know how to use Spotify. I forgot the word how. Okay. In that sentence.
I was about to be like, what? What are you talking about?
The word how was missing from the first
sentence. I'm pretty sure there is I thought there was, but I don't know. But anyway.
I mean, maybe, but like, I just make playlists for specific albums. It's like the Kendrick Lamar United in Grief album. Like, I've removed like 4 or 5 songs from that album.
I really don't want to listen to a couple arguing again.
Like what are we doing? Like I'm taking that off.
That's how you kind of get the point.
I'm taking the Auntie Diaries off. Like, there's a couple of the songs where you're like, okay, I get it in the concept of this album, it's good, but in terms of like me listening to the album over and over again, let me take that out. Let me take that out.
That's how I feel about like Cannabis's Second Round KO song, like, because that song features a voicemail by Mike Tyson. So I'm like, I don't want to listen to Mike Tyson. I hate spoken word
shit in albums. Get that shit out of here.
All right.
I'm sick of fucking, what do they call it? Interludes?
Hold on.
That shit sucks. I don't like that shit.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about specifically, like interludes, like in between songs, or are you talking about in songs?
I'm talking about where they play a song and then they're like, yo, here's my little poetry segment that I feel like is super deep and cool, but it's actually cringe as fuck. And then they go to another song. Like, they just slip it. I hate that fucking shit.
I hate it when okay. I will give you a little bit, and then I will also fight you a little bit. I hate interlude songs in general that are non-musical. And so what I mean by that is, I'll use 2 examples.
Skits.
One, skits. Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP. Album's really good. Those skits almost get away with it because of how good they are, but also sometimes I just don't want to hear the skit. Just get me to the next song.
I get it.
So it's not the greatest thing.
There's a fuck ton of skits.
But like, for example, the interludes that I do like are like in Poppy's album. There is, I think it's Yesterday is the interlude. There's one interlude track, but it's like a completely like musical interlude track, and it connects both the previous song and the song after it. But there is like an interlude like not really talking, but she's kind of singing on it, but it kind of connects it. And I think that is cool. And I also think that, what's it called when you take a voice track and you plop it in, sampling. I think sampling voices is cool. For example, Memento Mori on Architects All Gods Have Abandoned Us album, also my top 10 albums, fun fact. Hashtag, I don't know why I'm hashtag adding my own top 10 albums. It's kind of funny, so I'm going to keep doing it. But
just keep it going.
Memento Mori features like this philosopher, I forget whose name, but he's basically talking about Memento Mori, and like the whole thing is like be mindful of death, whatever. It's a song about death. If you like nihilism, listen to it. It's fun. It's not fun. It's the opposite of fun, actually, some would argue. But that whole song is built off that like speech that this philosopher gave, and they weave it in and out of the song, and I think that is really good and cool. But when it's like strictly like I'm yapping in between songs, kill yourself. You have to have music or something layered with the talking in order to like. Otherwise, you have.
I mean, even if there's
Ariana's
music with
newest
the
album, it has like the
shit.
Saturn interlude thing where she's like the Saturn sun and then the and it's like all this like bullshit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I removed that shit and from the playlist. I made a playlist.
Dude, I don't know, man. It's just not fun to me. It's just not fucking fun. Like, I get it when you put it with like a song and there's other singing behind it, or you sample the voice line.
Re-listenability,
cool,
in my opinion.
It's like.
It's
like, why is it there?
Listen,
like, just make a fucking audiobook. Take that shit to publishing, bro. Like, fuck off with that shit. Like, I'm here to listen to some music.
Yeah,
I'm not here to fucking.
I agree.
I think that with the cannabis song specifically, it's always really like stupid to hear Mike Tyson talk, number one, but also he seems to be confusing cannabis for cannibalism. So he's like telling cannabis like that he needs to eat these dudes, you know, like to basically like to beat them in a rap battle. He's just like, you need to eat these, you know, these dudes or whatever.
To be fair, he's done
these respectable
like,
gentlemen, yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, you're thinking of cannibalism, Mike Tyson, you idiot.
Well, he's done both.
You know?
He smokes weed and he's eating ears and stuff, you know.
True.
And what's even funnier is that later in the song, so like when you used to, back then, eating somebody's ass in the context of rap meant like beating them in a rap battle, essentially. So there's a bar where cannabis says, yeah. Bear with me here. So there's a bar. Yeah, not at all. No. So there's a bar where cannabis says, you might have more cash than me, but you ain't got the skills to eat a ass like me.
A nigga's ass like me.
Yes, thank you for
you're welcome. I got you.
But so I should have just done this and just let you say the word.
That guy's just super gay. Like I think he just likes.
I think
he's like men,
really,
which is cool. You're allowed to do that.
Relationships with women and
you're
sex
allowed to
with
eat. You're allowed. I got news for you,
son. That means you're gay.
I was listening to I was listening to a Danny Brown song, and he said like "eat math like cannabis" or something like that. In one of
that's
bars.
from the JPEG album.
Yeah, from the Scaring the Host.
Like shut the fuck up. I think
that album sucks. By the way,
Muddy Waters.
I disagree.
Scaring the Hose is a great album.
I like how I say it, but it's
album.
just mid. It's just mid. Well, you told me to listen to it, and I said it was mid.
The sample.
I was just getting back to you. I also listened to that album. It was fine.
Yeah.
I just have to say that it sucks for inflammatory measures because
you're rage baiting. You're rage baiting.
Yeah,
you're rage baiting, and that's fair.
I have to do that content, you know.
I think one of the better albums that uses like vocal sampling is probably Cavalcade by Milo, which is not an album. It's not a album. No, it's not an album that's available anywhere on like somewhere you can pay for it because he didn't pay to like use the vocal things or whatever. Yeah, they didn't get cleared. So like you can find it places just for free. But like he has a clip from, I think it's Bloodsport. There's one in there. There's one from like an interview with a philosopher where he's. No, that'd be cool, but no.
Dude,
there's also one from
my next song.
That'd be kind of funny.
There's a sample from that song. I rode through the desert on a horse with no name. Feels good to be out of the rain. He uses that as like part of the chorus. So he didn't get that.
The band.
Yeah, he didn't get that cleared. There's one where a philosopher's talking to a couple of people about how even if you knew the same language as a lion, you wouldn't be able to talk to it because you don't know what it's like to be a lion, essentially. Or like what the life of a lion is like, that sort of shit.
There's a Frank Ocean album that's like this, where it's like he never got copyright clearance for it, and then it's never released, but people love that.
It's a really, really good album. I think it's probably one of his best because it's just really raw in that regard.
It's fucking raw.
You like it raw,
can't,
bro. I get it.
Shouts to Gordon Ramsay on the newest Architects album at the end of Whiplash.
Shout outs to Raw Dogging
randomly
as well.
Oh.
So
you brought up Frank Ocean, and
Frank Ocean is bad.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, people like talk about the album Blonde like it's the second coming of Christ, and I'm like, am I just too asexual to understand this? Because like,
no, it's just bad.
Okay, thank you. Because like,
I've never really listened to it extensively.
Yeah, me either.
My experience
is so overrated. I'm like, actually,
I was like, yeah, this shit sucks. I've never listened to it, but this shit sucks.
My experience
the whole album, but I've listened to plenty of Frank Ocean songs that I hate.
I'm not horny. I'm not that flavor of depressed, and I don't smoke weed. So I guess I don't fuck with the album because of that. Like, but I don't know. I don't get Frank Ocean. I just don't get
I think it's one of those things where because he hasn't made music in a long time, that like glorifies it a little bit more. Where it's like, this is the last thing he's made. Like it's super agree. Like it's special like that. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he never releases an album ever again though. Because of that kind of thing.
Probably not, yeah.
I mean, unless he's just doing it for the sake of his art, but like, I mean, how do you even follow up that album in the sense of like it being that popular? And it's like one of those.
It's tough.
Like it's like a video game where it's like everybody talks like halfway through, like when that was a big thing. Like, how do you even live up to the expectation that certain people give to like that artist and the next thing they're gonna create?
Yeah. My knowledge of Frank Ocean really only comes from like around the time that he came out. And somebody was interviewing Tyler, the Creator, and they said, did you know that he was gay or bi or whatever? And Tyler says he was actually one of the first people, or I was actually one of the first people that he came out to. And he said, but I always knew that dude was weird because he eats Pop-Tarts without frosting. And like, that's my entire knowledge of Frank Ocean right there.
Yeah, because they're both an odd future.
Yep. Yeah. So.
That's fire.
But
that is fucked up. My dad doesn't like frosted Pop-Tarts either.
I don't know, man.
I'd rather go to the ocean at that point than listen to Frank Ocean, to be honest.
At that point, just like, I don't know, man. Eat like a toaster strudel or something if you're gonna
really
eat
like
Pop-Tarts
doubling down
frosting.
on this Frank Ocean rage bait. I actually genuinely don't like Frank Ocean's music.
I also don't like his music. What are you talking about? I just said that I've hate every single song that I've listened to, but I haven't listened to Blondie, so I can't technically say I don't like the album.
Oh, so you've listened to like some
Blondie
stuff.
Yeah.
Blondie.
Or whatever the fuck. Didn't she say it was called
Blonde?
Blondie?
It's blonde, but it doesn't E at the end, so I guess blonde-E.
I don't know what it's called, but I haven't listened to the album, so I can't say that I dislike it.
You know? The orange one.
But I don't like his songs, and I don't like his features either. So,
ouch. Yeah. Oh, there was a song I actually had that made like a feature that made a song good because like the whole "Look at Me Now" song by Chris Brown. I don't like Chris Brown. Yeah, I don't really like that song. And then Busta Rhymes.
And then Busta Rhymes shows up.
Busta Rhymes comes in, and I'm like, brother.
Yeah.
That shit fire.
Yeah.
I love
Agreed.
I love shit like that where it's like the song is like kind of dog water, but then like there's just someone on a feature that's like insane, and it's just like because like they like
it's very common in rap, I would say.
There's a
I was about to say I can name like so many rap songs where it's like
Lil Wayne's verse on this is fire. Everything else
fire.
Bad. Everything Lil Wayne touched in like 05
I remember
06 so good.
I remember when before Drake got killed. Like I remember when I would listen to exactly. I remember hearing many years ago. What is that song? I'm trying to think of the one where he had Eminem, like Future, Lil Wayne, and was it Lil Wayne? I don't remember. There was somebody on this song that was really bad. Forever, yeah. Who else was on that song? I feel like there was one.
Wayne, Eminem, Drake.
Okay, actually, maybe I was for some reason I was thinking Future was on that song, but maybe I just didn't like Lil Wayne's verse on that song.
I don't
remember.
And
I felt like there was a lot of energy behind the other verses on that song. and then like Wayne's just there kicking it, and I'm like, you're not matching what's going on here, bro.
You're not matching the vibe right now.
You're not matching the intensity. Like I think
sometimes
I think on a technical level it was fine, but like it's just not.
He didn't read the room, essentially.
He didn't read the room, yeah, because like Kanye and Eminem were both like really intense, like in their verses, and the song is pretty sentimental, and it's not like an intense song, but like the idea I think of it was to have these really intense verses and then fall back to this sort of like sentimental, like dreamy sort of chorus, and Wayne just doesn't go, oh, that's what I need to do. He just kind of.
It's also just not his style to do that aggressive of.
Yeah,
rap.
I don't know
He's
if he's like the.
aggressive
I don't know if he's the
style.
I don't think he was the right person to get for the song. So,
I mean, I don't think it detracts from the song because I remember the song and I don't remember disliking any of the verses. So,
well, that's the thing is like sometimes like it can be a good verse, but it's just like put in the wrong place.
Yeah, I think on a technical level it was fine, but like it's one of the reasons that I don't really listen to the song other than Drake being dead now. You know, other than that.
What, you just don't listen to Drake at all anymore? Or?
Bro,
I mean, I didn't.
Drake.
I didn't really like fuck with him really much before.
I mean, yeah, I don't
like
Drake either. But
yeah.
like, I also have the trophies. I have trophies on my workout playlist, but that's it belongs there. You know, like it's not being taken off.
Yeah,
like it's just a good workout song. I also
Yeah,
have Laugh Now, Cry Later on there. It's not a good workout song, but it's just a really good song that I have on my workout playlist.
Understandable.
I feel like in terms of like consistently like people who are like featured on tracks that I don't always fuck with, like I feel like Kanye has like a shitload of bad features on songs.
I feel like Kanye's bad.
Like, well, that's also true.
I think the thing with Kanye,
and like Ty
is...
Dolla $ign, like speaking of, like I see Ty Dolla $ign on like every other fucking song,
and it's
I'm like,
not great.
Well,
it's not good.
Well, if you're talking about Vultures, it's because they're both part of the.
Well, but it's like even way before that, it's just like, who is this Ty Dolla $ign? He just kind of shows up and like.
It's just mid on every song he's on.
Yeah, and disappears. It's like.
Or it's got a really good like agent or
like he doesn't like necessarily ruin any of the songs that he's on, but he doesn't really add. It's just like, oh, he's there.
It's like you kind of you're like, oh no, but Kanye does this thing like later in his career where he always just features somebody on a song, and it's usually like somebody who's popular at the time, if that makes sense.
Like trend taste.
So
it's chasing.
That's exactly what it is. So,
he's about to
but
eat ass
I
like
think
the
that's,
old
and then it just
did.
can date really horribly. So
Not that kind of taste.
Oh, okay.
What are we tasting?
Could have been.
Go ahead.
Booty. Go ahead. Anyway.
All of a sudden, I'm back.
See booty first, actually. But
anyway,
wait, I thought you were in the middle of a sentence. Wait, was your sentence done? I wasn't listening, so
okay.
Cool.
Oh, I was just saying that because he was trend chasing, like especially if you look back on like certain songs, it's just like it dated it horribly, or like you're like whatever and all this other shit.
I feel like Kanye does as even before he went like full Nazi mode. Yeah, full Nazi, full Nazi.
So, full Nazi.
It's called a spade a spade.
Not to be too disparaging, but also to be disparaging. Like there's a feature he has on a Schoolboy Q song. I think it's like not the remix, but like the song Like That, where he just like starts the verse by going like okay, and he does that like 5 or 6 times in a row before he actually like does his verse. And it's like the rest of the verse. I like when he goes scoopity
whoop.
Oh my god.
That shit was super popular when I was in high school for no reason. But
fuck Kanye.
And that's gonna be the end of the podcast, everyone.
Yeah. Just end it, bro.
Good call.
Let's just abort.
It's over.
Does anyone have anything they would like to shout out before we get the hell out of here forever and we're never coming back?
Ouch.
Yep, this is the last episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's literally not even funny.
I learned the run for all of a Togi Myth of Demons, so I'm gonna do that at some point on stream. it's gonna be really hard, specifically on like 3 different levels, but we'll get it done. But that's really about it for me. Yeah.
Up until yesterday, I would have said, hey, I also just learned a game, but I got the time I wanted, so I'm going to take a little break. I learned a game called Seafrog. It's like a Tony Hawk 2D Metroidvania. And you said it looks sick earlier, I remember that, but you're in my chat.
I was like, oh, dude, Jax is streaming Seafrog. That's awesome. And then I see Frog Monster on the screen.
Yeah, and that's my bad. I forgot to switch directories.
Yeah. I was like, what? Different frog game.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to
say.
A
frog game.
So next week or I should say this week later, the GDQ games list is dropping. So next episode,
it dropped. The games list dropped yesterday for those, and
it'll be.
We don't record on Thursdays and upload on Fridays because A, I have a fucking life. B, the podcast actually takes a while to edit because I actually edit it, and C, I'm not doing an all-nighter. And D, after work, and so next week we're going to have a special guest on. $5 to the person.
Whoa.
No, I'm commenting that. You will not hear that. We are having a special guest, and Cosmic is not going to tell you who it is. So you're going to have to come back next week. We're going to have a special guest. We're going to talk about games list discussions. And if anyone mentions the word, I will have bleeped them here. But we'll have a special guest next week.
Give us your best guess as to who the guest is in the comments.
And just, if you want to see someone on the podcast in general, let us know.
Yeah.
If there's anybody you think would be pretty cool.
All right, goodbye forever.
Bye.
Goodbye.